Let me go straight across to Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense analyst at this point as well. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, what do you believe went wrong this morning, Mohammed? What really are the lessons to be learned for our security apparatus and our administration?
Uday, firstly, I would like to call it an administrative failure, and certainly, as we heard the eyewitnesses say that, the police wasn't there at the X-ray machine where the X-ray counter is there. They gave up. They surrendered to the crowd, and though they had warned the crowd that, it's completely a chaotic situation going on there, but they kept allowing people, and thereafter people were allowed to stay back the night. There were people resting on the ground. So now there is a normal misconception that people in a stampede die because they've been crushed. That's not the case always there. It can also happen when people are suffocated, they cannot breathe. So the best way for that is raise your hand above the chest level. We are trained for that in the army, because crowd control, that is something, and disaster management is something which they should take in very, very seriously in such accounts. It's not only over here. In fact, on 10th February 2013 in Allahabad at the Kumbh Mela, at the Prayagraj railway station, 42 people were killed in a stampede and over 300 were injured seriously. And all this happens because even if one person panics, and especially in KATRA, the elevation, the height is such that people who are not really fit, that is why they have animals, they have mules and they have ponies, they have helicopter rides, they have palkis going up. Now people who are not very fit, they go up, and obviously, because fitness levels are also poor, the legs get jammed, and when legs get jammed, they would like to just sit and take a breather, but without realizing that they would be causing inconvenience for the traffic coming up. So yes, we have one-way traffic, one-way coming up, but we should have different routes firstly, as rightly Mr. Krishnan had very rightly brought out. Now secondly, the crowd control. There are barricades which are to be put. Barricades are very important, and here it was free for all. So certainly it was most certainly an administrative failure. It could have been avoided. But then, and my heartfelt condolence to the families the bereaved families who have lost their near and dear ones. Only a person who loses the near and dear one feels the pain, he knows how it is. And secondly, I heard the eyewitness say that, they were also being lathi charged by police. I think it was, what further wrong can you go? How further wrong can you go on that? A lathi charge will lead to further chaos. Yes, I know the intention of the police must have been all in place, all in order, all good. Yes, but if you use your top story, if you use your brains, in a situation like this, a lathi charge will never work. It has to be slowly and gradually. There have to be announcements, and one should not panic. That's another reason. The moment everyone panics, even one person in a crowd like this, leave alone 50,000 people as the crowd are saying, and as the shrine says 25,000 people, I am saying even if it's 1,000 people, and if one person out of those 1,000 people loses balance, the entire thousands can be crumbled down. It can cause death to all 1,000 people. Apart from getting crushed, they would not be able to breathe. There are other reasons, there are other factors as well. So let this be a learning for the entire nation actually, because such things have been happening repeatedly, and we know that we have analyzed many times, we know the root cause, we know how it can be avoided, but yet we do not take any stringent actions to overcome that. Now let this be a learning, and let us in future be extremely careful. And yes, disaster management is something which one has to take in very seriously. Unfortunately, in India, disaster management, people take it seriously only when a disaster has happened. They say a prevention is always better than cure. So for example, fire safety. I'm giving an example. In factories, only when there's a fire, they will get other factories will get alarmed. No, take preventive measures beforehand itself, so that such a situation doesn't arise. So I certainly feel this situation could have been avoided, but the damage has been done. But I hope they are more careful in future there.
Right.